Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 62.
62. That's
So enthusiastic
62.
of the Calypso Cigar Review Podcast. I am Brandon Luna.
I am Randy Rankin.
Right? Actually, no, I am Brandon.
They already know who we are. What are you going to be, Cher now? Just go by one name?
I am Meatcake.
Bono, Cher,
that's
Elvis.
my fake name, Meatcake.
Meatcake.
That was my name on all the forums.
Was it?
So if you ever see Meatcake,
My
Meatcake
name on all
forum,
the forums was not the
Big Brown Jim.
Big Brown Jim.
And today we're doing a cigar that we've been talking about forever,
People
but
have been
never
wanting us to
smoking.
do.
The
Alec
Bradley Connecticut in the giant phallic tubo that could be used later to hold lady products.
Yes, it could.
Yep.
Yes, it could. So it does have the little cedar insert, but I'm not going to use it.
Oh, mine stayed in there, I guess.
Yeah, mine did too. I had to pull it out.
That's what she said.
Nice. It's got a cool band, typical kind of Alec Bradley type band.
Yep, very cool looking. This is a ridiculously huge cigar. What is it, a Toro?
Yeah, it's
6 by
52,
50,
I think.
52, 58, something like that.
It's not a 58.
It looks big. That's what she said.
Okay. Now, geez, two already.
Two already.
Damn it.
On top of it.
Michael Scott would be proud.
This is a pretty band, though. I mean, it's really beautiful band.
Alec Bradley does great bands and boxes. I mean, they really put a lot into their aesthetic image.
Mm-hmm. What do you think on the smelling pretty barnyardy and grassy?
I'm just getting a very mild tobacco smell. I'm going to use our Monte Cristo cutter, donated to us by Altadis USA, and our buddy Eddie Gavito.
Thanks, Eddie Gavito.
Eddie. Steady Eddie. There you go.
Eddies are typically good guys.
Yeah.
My dad's an Eddie. He's a good guy.
That's usually my alias, because Edward's my middle name.
Oh, yeah?
And if I want to give a fake name, I always say my name's Eddie.
Yep.
Not that I ever have to give fake names that often, but what I would do is if I wanted a song played on the radio, and I really wanted it played, I'd call with my normal voice. Hi, this is Randy. Can you play the song? Then I'd call right back. This is Eddie, with a different voice.
Yep.
So
Sound just like that Randy guy.
Only just a little bit more like Billy Bob Thornton. It's weird. Okay. Got that very sweet Connecticut-y taste.
Yes, it does. Well, this is going to be our first Alec Bradley in a while. What was the last Alec Bradley we reviewed? The Mundial. That was
a minisode.
Yeah.
No, we did do the Nico Puro.
But that was a minisode too, I think. I don't think that was a
been.
full episode either. I don't know.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. We haven't visited the Alec Bradley brand in a while. And it's a good brand.
We're going to do a full Mundial. That's hard to say.
Yeah.
We're going to do a full Mundial when Phil, our buddy Phil, can come back on the show. He's been having some difficulties.
Yeah, some issues.
Setting up a time to meet with us.
But he's one of those, flashy sales reps, so he's always busy. So, hey, you can't really fault him for that. Yeah, he is the pitch man. He is the pitch man.
Yeah, very sweet on the cold draw.
Let's give it a light and see what we like. Or don't, for that matter. Sometimes we don't.
Was not donated to us, but it's been loaned to us by Nate Rowland, our buddy.
Yep. Nate, you met him last week on the episode.
The
Opus X episode.
The Wilson of our
He was the guy with his face in the microphone just like blocked the whole time. Dropping ash on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir.
What?
First impression?
A lot of flavor. It's very, not creamy or anything, but it's got that Connecticut-y sweetness. It's got, it's a little bold.
Oh, yeah?
Compared to the foot smell.
That's cool. We like the bold stuff, so that's good. And I like the
Connecticut. I have had this before, have you?
I have not had this, no.
But it's been a while.
The Connecticut. I've only had
We've only done a few Connecticut reviews.
Yeah, I've only had the Tempest and I'm toasting, so it takes a while.
Yeah.
I only do the Tempest, the Prensado, the Black Market, the Nico Puro, the Mundial. I think that's about it.
The Max Traditional, because I gave you one.
Mm-hmm.
The Max, which I don't like much. Although the Max Brazil that Kirk sent us was better than the
I haven't had mine yet.
Max. See, I smoke the stuff people send us.
I do too. I just haven't smoked it yet. I smoked a lot of the other stuff.
Just giving you crap. Tried to work Kirk in the show early.
That's nice.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
A nice flavor to it.
That's nice.
So what Connecticut's we've done? We've done the Dunhill Aged and Dunhill Aged.
No, we did another Connecticut semi-recently.
Don't remember off the top of our heads.
It wasn't the Dunhill Age. We were comparing it to the Dunhill Age a lot,
Yeah.
just in that the Dunhill Age was creamier, but
This is
What
got
the
a
hell
nice,
was it?
Nice taste to it. A lot of flavor.
Yeah, it does have a lot of flavor, actually. My thing with Connecticut's is I don't mind a good Connecticut. I think they're very tasty. If they're not complex, I tend to get bored with them.
Yeah,
and most
and that's the
Connecticut's are
problem. Are not
kind of
complex.
one note.
Yeah.
You know, they're just creamy, and that's all you get. And if you like that, and if you want a smooth tasting, creamy cigar, then Connecticut's are the way to go. But for me, I like a lot of change and a lot of, I don't necessarily want something that's like, what was that one cigar we smoked? The AKA wasn't the Respect. It was the,
Oh, yeah. I had that funny line, too.
yeah, it was AKA,
American Kick.
American Kick-Ass, but it was
I don't remember what it was.
the hybrid.
The hybrid.
And it was that they call it the hybrid because it uses so many different types of cigar, different wrappers and whatever. And it was literally like a roller coaster ride. It started here and went there, but it was like the most complex cigar I've ever smoked, but it wasn't well balanced.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you want something that's gonna like just you don't know what you're gonna get next puff. It was like literally you take a puff and it was different.
Yeah.
Next puff and it was different. It was different.
And they say, we know a guy, and you know who he is. We're not going to say his name, but he swears that to blend a nice Connecticut cigar is the most difficult thing. Sorry, I got the hiccups. To do in the rolling process, in the blending process. I don't know if that's exactly right. I would think anytime you try to create a complex blend, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
But
Well, Connecticut's a very light.
the problem with Connecticut is because that wrapper's so thin.
Yeah, it's very thin, very light, and it's it's easy to tear and everything. So it's I would say it's probably hard to roll.
Absolutely. Yeah, but he wasn't saying it was in the rolling process. He said it was in the blending process.
Just trying to make a Connecticut that's actually worth something.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I can see that.
I do recommend, as we're coming up on the summer months, to be careful
San Cristobal.
smoking. That's what it was. Yeah.
San Cristobal.
Is that Connecticut?
That was the Lancero, the Connecticut Lancero.
Oh, okay. I remember it being San Cristobal Lancero. I didn't remember it being Connecticut.
Maybe it
Where
was
was I going with that?
in the summer months coming.
Oh, summer months coming. Be careful smoking Connecticut outdoors. The heat, and especially the heat here where it's windy,
Yeah, the wind will get
it
you.
will destroy your
It'll
cigar.
rip up a
It'll
Connecticut.
just-
I found it. I know which one it was. It was
Okay.
the Griffins.
The Griffins, that's right.
Griffins was
Yeah.
that was actually a good cigar.
It
It
was
was
a
a
nice cigar.
Davidoff product. It's one of their lower end kind of Davidoffs. It's like below the what's the other one? They have the ABO below the Avo, but yeah, it's kind of like the bargain
Yeah.
Davidoff basically. And they have one line even below that, I think, from what I've heard. But
Have you retroheld?
I have not. no.
Connecticut, it's got some balls for a Connecticut.
That's nice.
Tasty.
Ooh, dead air. Good
Dead
stuff.
air. That's why I said tasty.
Yeah, it is tasty.
I was
Yeah.
getting a line in.
It does. It's if you retrohale 90% of it, it gets you in the back of the nostrils.
Right.
It's got a sting to it. So there's some pepper there on the retrohale, which is nice. But for the most part, very creamy. I think probably the Griffins is a little creamier than this one. I remember it being very creamy and buttery.
I think this is bolder.
Yeah, this is definitely bolder than the Griffins. Yeah. So
Now, where the Griffins wasn't as complex as the Dunhill aged.
yeah, it was
I'm
very
curious to see
very
what this
creamy.
does,
Yeah. I like the Griffins a lot actually. But
Yeah, it was good.
if I was gonna out of the Connecticut's that we've done so far, I think still the Dunhill. And we barely started this, so I can't really say. But the Dunhill was my
So
favorite
far, yeah,
by
so
far. Yeah.
far. Matter of fact, Nate bought a box of the Dunhill aged today.
Oh, nice.
He bought 4 boxes of cigars today. We had a good day at the store.
Nice. No
Anybody
kidding.
humidor and everything. Yeah.
Oh, you never answered my question about the KNF Lanceros. Do you guys still have them?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
When did you ask that question?
Actually, like 3 times. I texted you like a million times. I'm like, they're not making those anymore. They stopped making them.
Period?
Period.
Wow.
They're
we
done.
got 5 boxes of them.
Yeah. So they're everybody's scampering to get them right now.
Because you know what happens is what he'll do is he'll text me something, and I'm right in the middle of replying,
and
then
I'll
I
text
get like 8
5
more.
other things.
I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck.
I'm a very fast texter.
Well, see, my phone freezes, so if I'm trying to type and I'm getting a text in there, it just freezes my phone.
Ah.
So I have to try to find all the texts. So sometimes some texts fall through the cracks.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Plus, I do. Well, my phone's all fancy and stuff, so I can actually talk into it.
Yeah.
And it's very accurate for the most part of what you say. It's going to pick it up. So
Right.
it's easy to just say something and then hit send, and say something and hit send. It's a lot easier than sitting there going. Yeah.
And I'm blind, so I'm like, where's the
Yeah.
button?
And it's always trying to autocorrect for you and putting stupid crap in
Yeah, I
there.
know.
So
I had a funny autocorrect the other day, but I don't remember it now.
Mm.
But anyway, I don't know if I told this story, but it's one of my favorite autocorrect stories, and we might have talked about it on a Davis episode.
Mm-hmm.
Davis posted on Facebook using his phone, and it was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna go to some bar. I can't remember. We're gonna go meet at the bar. Gunman a call."
that's right.
And then he says, he texts back, "Gunman, I meant." Damn it! And it hit me funny. I'd been drinking. I was really tired. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, tears pouring down my face. Gunman a call. Why would that be what autocorrect? Give me.
I know autocorrect is this.
Doesn't come close.
I'm switching phones right now. I've got an uncle that's very techno savvy, and he's Mr. I've got to have everything new and buy it right now. He's like an early adopter to the nth degree.
Yeah.
So he has like all these, high dollar, smartphones just laying around because he always wants the bigger, better thing. So he gave me a Note 2, which is an older Note, an older Samsung Note. There's a Note 3 now, and the 4 is coming out. And he gave me an LG Optimus G Pro to kind of play around with and see what I thought. And they're really cool phones, but
how do you keep your number? Are they still his
SIM
old
card.
phone numbers?
Yeah, you just get a SIM card. Just change SIM card, and all your numbers are there. Plus, and this is cool. Hey,
it's our theme song.
It's on iHeartRadio, baby.
We are on iHeartRadio.
We are on iHeartRadio. Yeah, one of only 2 cigar podcasts on iHeartRadio. Us and the other guy. Yes. Anyway, but so the cool thing about this phone that it does that I hadn't seen any other phone do is it actually will let you add stuff into the dictionary. So if you write words all the time, like I'm writing Calypso, or CCR, it didn't know. It was like, what the hell CCR is trying to put can't, cart, car. I'm like, no. I add it to the dictionary.
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
I know, right? Didn't type out
that
a whole
word. Impressive,
right.
like, really.
But it lets you add phones and words into the dictionary, which is pretty cool. So it makes it easier to just type in the first 2 letters and hit okay, go to that word, go to that word, go to that word. It's pretty cool.
Okay, I have to say something that I noticed this weekend listening to our shows. Because sometimes we record multiple shows in a night. Sometimes we go full and a mini, or sometimes we do 2 minis, and sometimes we do 2 full.
Yeah.
And we had several shows where we talked about the same thing in back-to-back shows, said almost the same things about certain pop culture things. So thank you, listeners, for not kicking us in the balls.
Oh, yeah, what were we talking about?
I don't remember, but it was like we just talked about that in the last episode. And we laughed at it like it was the first time we'd ever heard this
Well,
line.
we also get drunk when we do the show, so that's probably part of it. You ever been around drunk people? They tell the same shit over and over again.
Thank you for not kicking us in the balls.
Yeah, thanks for that, yeah.
Although I did get kicked in the balls about the ashing thing, but I was telling Matt, we were laughing. I do not get offended. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Matt was like, tell him you're the one that's clean up the place and you don't want to. I said, I've said that before.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I thought it was funny.
The autocorrect story we told before, but that was a long time ago. So
yeah.
It's going to happen. I mean, when you hang around friends any amount of time, you tell the same stories.
Right.
And we thank you for sticking with us.
We know not everyone has listened to every single show, too. So.
True.
Although some have, and we thank you for it.
Yes, most definitely. So that's tasty so far, man.
I'm liking it.
Was this part of the? You got this? Did you get just a bunch of these individually, or does this only come in that special case with all the things?
It comes in that big shoebox box.
Oh, okay, so you can buy.
Box.
Oh, okay, and then they also have the gift set with the lighter in it or whatever.
Yeah, and so Matt ordered.
They
didn't show what the box was at the show.
Okay.
And I just thought, it's a 10 count.
Yeah.
So Matt ordered like 20 boxes of each because it comes in Connecticut in the 2 boats. Connecticut, the black market, and I don't remember the other one.
Tempest.
Well, they do. We didn't order the Tempest.
Okay.
And so Matt's figuring it's a count at 10. Well, these boxes come in from UPS and they're like this freaking big. It's like, so getting the camera shot.
There you go.
Anyway, there we go. About that, whatever. I'm going to give up on showing how big this box was. And
that's what she said.
Exactly. I think that's what I said. I'm giving up on how big this box is.
Hello.
And they're like bringing them in on dollies and stuff. I'm like, what the hell is this? Because guess who has to open the boxes and put everything away? This guy.
That guy.
What is 2 thumbs? Yeah, whatever.
Yep.
Anyway, so I'm looking at it's Alec Bradley stuff, and I'm like, what the hell did he order? So, because he wasn't here at the time, I opened the boxes, and I'm pulling out these freaking shoe boxes. That's what they look like, the big shoe boxes. They're like, get in the camera, son of a bitch. They're like this big and about that tall.
For one?
For a box of 10.
What the hell? Why?
Yeah. Oh, that's what Phil said they asked Alan when they came out, was like, why did you put them in this box? Because he gets all the grief from the stores,
Yeah.
So I'll have to show you, and maybe, I don't know, I won't be able to show the listeners, but I have to show you where and how we decided to store these, because we have a small humidor compared to what we have, selection-wise. And it's hilarious. Phil was laughing his ass off on how we store these things.
Yeah.
Because he got 20 boxes of all 3 sticks.
Jeez.
So it was like a dozen of these big, huge boxes from UPS. I'm like, oh my God. First thing Matt said when he saw Phil, what the fuck is up with these boxes?
Yeah, so if you're a cigar manufacturer out there that's listening, make your boxes nice and small for the B&Ms. They like the ones that are like,
cabinet.
Cabinet. There you go. So you don't use a whole facing.
They can store more cigars that way. They can buy more from you and store more from you if the boxes are proper.
Yep. You get some big giant showy box that has a glass top and stuff. It's not.
Some people have like Ashton's got the big wide boxes and that's fine. But there's also 25 cigars in there. So that's another thing. You're taking up all our space and we can only sell 10 cigars from this box. It's weird.
Yeah.
And but if you got a decorative box and it's wooden and okay, it's a big box. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to show off your cigar. You're trying to show off your brand name. But a big, ugly cardboard shoebox, that's not attractive. That's not something that you're going to be like, ooh, look, I'm proud of this box,
Did it come with a pair of Alec Bradley Chucks or something?
It should have come in with some, like, Air Jordans or something.
Right.
Stupid box. But anyway. So far the cigar's good. Oh, did you just drop?
I just dropped. Well, the ash went in there, though.
Okay.
I was trying to hold my ash and I fumbled it. Oh, well. Speaking of fumbling, are we going to be doing a sports segment today?
We are, but it is not sponsored by Alec Bradley.
Oh, who is it sponsored by?
AJ Fernandez.
Okay.
Our buddy Todd at AJ Fernandez.
All
Always
right.
comes through for us.
Excellent.
He was responsible for the Esteban Carreras Creature feature. Now he's responsible for the AJ Fernandez
five-pack. Yeah.
The sports 5-pack with Randy.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I just have to plan on what the hell I'm going to say. No, I'm joking. I've got a topic. And it ties into the fiver thing. So we'll see.
Cool.
You know me, master of segue. I got to tie things together.
I think that's what we're going to call it, the AJ Fernandez fiver. The fiver,
yeah.
and not the 5-pack, the fiver.
Yeah.
Because it's 5 minutes.
Sports fiver.
Yep.
Cool. Which is
not fiber.
Not sports fiber. No.
Not Wheaties. But
Got an ash. Good ash so far. It's flaky.
I had a good ash, and then I dropped my damn
pretty
cigar.
Flaky. For Connecticut, I'm not going to try to ash it much longer than that.
Yep, and that's another thing. If you're out there on the golf course with a Connecticut cigar, expect to ash all over yourself because they are flaky ashes typically, and they're going to fall.
I didn't even try.
Yep.
So good. I knew it wasn't going to last much longer than that.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're pairing with just generic Maker's Mark today, but there's nothing wrong with Maker's Mark.
Yeah, it's generic Maker's Mark. It has the white label. It doesn't even say it's like Lakers Fark.
Lakers
Remember generic?
Fark. Yeah.
Lakers Fark. I don't know. What would be the generic one?
I don't know. That's actually
Maker's
pretty good.
check. There you go. That's probably what it would be.
Maker's emblem.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The Kroger,
like
the
Lakers
Kroger brand.
I like Lakers Fark. That was good. That's awesome.
They need to do generic whiskey. That'd be awesome.
They kind of do.
They kind of do?
Yeah, Mac's wife's father was in private label.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know everything, but I do know certain things. And I don't know if he's bullshitting or not, but this is what he told her. It was like Usher Scotch.
Yeah.
It's the same as the Dewar's regular.
Oh, really?
They just stick a different label on it and charge $8 more.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's she used to buy all the different cereals for her kids, because she knew what the private labels were.
Yeah.
Over the big brand name, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm sure they do that. Yeah, that's just a lot of they have too much of something. Let's just put it out of something else and get it sold.
Yeah, get some money.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
maybe cut it with something. I don't know. Or yeah.
And somebody told me that JTS Brown bourbon is Wild Turkey. I don't know these things. I just knew that Usher and Dewar's is supposedly the same thing.
I don't know that I've ever had Wild Turkey.
Okay, I'm a happy drunk. You've seen me drunk.
Yeah,
I'm funny and goofy and break my ankle and stuff like that.
Yeah, almost kill my dog. Yeah. Okay.
That's why I broke my ankles.
I know.
Not to kill your dog.
Thanks for saving my dog, by the way.
You're welcome. But where the hell was I going with that?
Wild Turkey.
Oh, so somebody for my birthday bought me a bottle of Wild Turkey, and I had out-of-body experience.
On Wild Turkey?
On Wild Turkey, because I'm drinking it like I normally drink my normal stuff, and it was the 101 proof.
Okay.
And I was being a dick, and I could tell I was being a dick, but I couldn't stop it. And my wife actually said to me, she's like, "You are being a total fucking asshole." I said, "I know. Can't help it."
Wow.
It was on Wild Turkey.
Wild Turkey lives up to its name.
So the next weekend, I figured I'd finish off the bottle. I wasn't tying it into it being Wild Turkey.
While you were, yeah.
Being a dick again. I was being even worse. Like, I was like, get your legs off the couch. I want to sit down. Where's the fucking Afghan? Where's the...
Wow.
Tell him a dog. Get the fuck off the couch. And I was like... She goes, "What are you drinking?"
Jerk.
And I'm like, "Wild Turkey." She goes, "Throw it away."
She's like, "You're not even speaking. You're just making turkey noises. You think you're saying words. You're like, blah, 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 blah.
I was a dick on Wild Turkey. That's the only time I've ever been a mean drunk. So I can't have it.
Can't
so
have
I don't
Wild
recommend
Turkey
you
anymore.
drinking it.
Yeah.
Don't drink it.
Yeah. I'm that way on meth. Or bath salts. No, I'm just kidding. Jeez. Never done either of those, but apparently bath salts make people zombies. So
apparently, and we went long on this first.
We did, yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and cut it short. We'll cut it short. We're gonna cut it long. We're gonna cut it long
since we ran long.
Yeah. And we'll be back for the second, third.
First drink.
Second, third and Randy Rankin's AJ Fernandez Sports Fiber. Not fiber.
I gotta go prepare. No,
Okay, we'll be back. All right, we're back for segment 2 of the show. We're reviewing the Alec Bradley Connecticut
And
entubo.
And yeah, it was an entubo.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotten a little creamier in the middle. It's still bolder than the Griffins or even the Dunhill.
Yeah, definitely bolder.
But not quite as complex as the Dunhill, but not as, like I said, not as creamy as the Griffin. I don't know. I like it a lot, though. I mean, I'm impressed.
I'm getting some wood notes in it now that I wasn't getting at the first third.
Woody and nutty.
Yeah, definitely woody, but very woody nuts.
Woody's nuts.
Yeah.
So
it's wood and nuts.
Our friends about Mad About Movies can be all excited because we're talking about Woody's nuts.
Oh, I got something to tell you about that. We'll get to that in the third segment, though.
Oh, okay.
Remind me about Mad About Movies. I'll forget, and then people
Or
are like, what the hell was I going to talk about?
Show? What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm talking to him now because I want to get your DVD back first of all. But
Yeah,
I asked them if they're going to go to the Texas Frightmare. I think one of them's going. So,
okay, cool.
So that's
all
cool.
Right, well, maybe we'll not hook up with them. Maybe we'll run into them.
Yeah, you never know. We might hook up with them. We'll see.
Depends on how much I have to drink.
Exactly. If I'm going to punch him in the nuts or not.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so it is now time for Randy's segment, the Randy Rankin, AJ Fernandez Sports Fiber. This is where we're going to put the music that I come up with.
You come up with something?
No, not yet, but I'm gonna. Okay. This week it's just me singing.
Yeah, I think we should change that. Anyway, at least sing some Wolf Mother or something.
Right.
Woman! Sorry. Anyway, so the AJ Fernandez Sports Fiber. Just recently, Albert Pujols. I'm going to bore the people that hate
His name is
baseball.
Pujols.
Pujols. I didn't think about that, but blow me up, dog. Albert Pujols, currently of the LA Angels, spent most of his career as with the St. Louis Cardinals, who beat my Texas Rangers in the World Series a couple years ago. I was so depressed. But anyway, just hit his 500th home run. And normally, for most of my life, if you got 500 home runs, that was special. I mean, we're talking Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, Ted Williams. I mean, the big boys. Those are the only ones who had done it up till probably the mid '70s. Then you had some people hitting it then, like Reggie Jackson and Mike Schmidt and those guys. But because of the steroid era, 500 home runs isn't that big a deal. I mean, it was shoe-in Hall of Famer if you got to 500 home runs. That was one of the magical numbers. There was 3 in baseball. It's 3,000 hits, 500 homers, and I totally forgot the third one. 300 wins for a pitcher.
Okay.
300 wins for a pitcher. You got to any of those 3 milestones, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And but now you can't do that because of the steroid era. And they showed that Pujols is the screen changing colors is distracting the hell out of me.
His name is Pujols.
Pujols hit. He's the youngest to reach the 500 barrier.
Okay.
And they showed the 4 youngest to reach the 500 barrier, and it was Pujols. Quit laughing at Pujols. You're going to turn this into an AJ tenor.
Sorry.
It was Pujols, A-Rod.
Pujols. Okay, sorry. Good. A-Rod.
God, I don't even remember Mark McGuire, somebody else.
I'm sorry.
Wheels totally off. But anyway, and I'm looking at this list and going, Willie Mays. Okay, so it was Pujols, Willie Mays, A-Rod, and then the Mark McGuire.
Okay.
And starting from youngest up.
And
I'm looking at this and like, Willie Mays is the only one that's not a steroid guy. I know people are going to jump on me because Pujols has never been caught with steroids.
Okay, but see now, I got a point of contention with that. Back in the 60s and 70s, these guys were doing stuff. It wasn't steroids, but they were doing like greenies and whatever,
uppers
you know.
And stuff
yeah,
like
uppers
that.
and shit.
True,
yeah.
but is that enhancing your body?
I think it is.
I kind of lean in that way a little bit because it's probably giving you extra energy and extra things like that. It's not helping you hit a ball farther or making your injuries heal faster.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And that's the main thing. And they still haven't proven if it can make you hit a ball further. But what it does is it makes your body recover quicker.
You can work out harder, recover quicker. You basically build up faster.
Yeah.
So,
and so that's why steroids is such an issue in baseball, because Babe Ruth did it on hot dogs and beer.
Yeah,
you know, he hit 714 home runs on hot dogs, beer, and booze. You know, and here's Pujols hitting 500, and Now the thing, I remember what I was going to say. So Pujols has never tested positive for steroids. He swears he's not a steroid guy.
Okay.
But he played right in the heart of the steroid era. And you're starting to see the signs. Now, I know he's off to a good start this year, but you're starting to see the signs because his last 2 years, what happens with steroid players is their body eventually does start to break down. And you've seen the last 2 years, he's had very poor years, and it's so reminiscent of a Juan Gonzalez who played here with the Rangers, who was a 40 home run guy a year. All of a sudden, the steroids started attacking his body, and he started breaking down, and you started to see that with Pujols. So while is it fair to label Pujols a steroid guy? I don't think so. I don't know.
Not yet. Yeah.
But it is sad that a guy that never tested positive for steroids, because he played in that era,
gets accused
it's
of it.
already tainted. It feels tainted that he's at the 500 level. And I think that's sad and disappointing. Hopefully he did it the right way.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting, Ken Griffey Jr. played in that same era, and no one ever accused him of steroids. And he had over 600 home runs.
Yeah.
It's weird. But, you know, I'm sad because Rafael Palmeiro was one of my favorite players. He hit 568 home runs. He was one of those guys that never looked like he took steroids.
Yeah, we talked about that before, yeah.
I know, but it still makes me sad. But anyway, I just think that it's, I just feel that it's sad that the 500 number now is tainted. And I think the next group of people that hit 500, because of baseball cracking down on steroids, you'll feel a little better about these guys hitting 500. Although we still know there's so many blockers and things you can beat the system.
Yeah.
Human HGH, they can't even detect that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just sad. 500 home runs might be ruined forever now.
That sucks.
That sucks. So I tied in the 5 with the fiver, 500 with
go.
the fiver. So there we
Gotcha,
go.
gotcha.
That ends the AJ Fernandez sports fiver with Randy Rankin.
Awesome.
And Mary Badowski's walking through the lounge.
Hi guys.
Hello,
Hi,
Mary.
Nate's here.
Nate
So
is
anyway,
here.
so what are you getting on this?
I'm getting a lot of, at this point, I'm getting a lot of cedar. It's still very creamy.
Oh my
it's
God.
an easy smoke. It's an easy smoke.
Because I talked during a segment.
Oh, it went out on you.
Dad, gummit. Gotta purge.
Yep, purge it out. Purge it out. There you go. See what he's doing there for the video watchers? You saw the fire shooting out of the front of that cigar. That's called purging. We've talked about it before, but it's good to remind people about it. If you have to relight your
clears
cigar.
out the dead smoke or the stagnant smoke
Yep.
that lingers inside the cigar.
And also doesn't pull that butane into your
Right,
cigar. You
right.
know, enables it to light the cigar and keep that out of your cigar. It keeps it fresher. It's still not going to taste the same as when you first lit it up, but it's going to be closer.
It didn't go out long enough that I'm good. That actually doesn't bother.
Yeah, I
Didn't
think
change
you
it at all.
let a cigar sit outside overnight and try and purge it.
Yeah,
It's going to taste like crap regardless. Yeah.
Especially in the summer in Texas.
Oh yeah.
I've done that, and it's not fun.
Yep.
It's disgusting.
So I recently had strep throat, and I had an embargo on cigars.
Right.
For
So it's
good-
probably good we started with the Connecticut.
Yeah, for a good 10
Although
days.
it's a bold freaking Connecticut.
I tried a couple
Oh.
days ago. It was I had a couple hours at home by myself,
Did
and
you
I'm like,
backslide?
I totally did. I started up an Antonio Dark Corojo Pelagroso.
Oh no, that's not one to be
It's
tried.
small. I'm like, oh, it's tiny. I can get through that in an hour. You know, I'm like, got about a fourth into it, and I'm just like, my throat was on fire. I was just like, oh, this was a bad idea.
I was glad to see that Kirk finally reviewed the Dark Corojo and
Yeah.
actually likes it now after
Yeah.
he had not liked it for so long.
Yeah, and that's it's a palate changer. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
is.
it's one of those ones that I didn't like it when I first smoked it because it was a little too bold for me. And as I progressed as a smoker, I've tended
See,
to.
when I first tried it, I was already into the bones. I loved
Yeah,
it.
I wasn't,
And-
so.
But let it make my point here about that.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite cigar by any means. I just like it a lot, and I don't think that
It's
that
I
should
mean,
be anyone's favorite cigar because I know there's so many others out there that are better.
no,
but
it's a good everyday cigar. If
it's
you're
under $6.
Yeah,
the
it's under-
size I smoke is under $6, and you get a lot of flavor. So
yeah,
that's why
it's a bold, flavorful cigar.
that's
and
why
that's
I recommend it.
yeah, that's why I like it too.
You know.
So
But
I like it a little more than the Antonio 1970, which a lot of people say is
well,
stronger.
here's the problem with the 1970 is that it probably is stronger, but it's just kicking in the face the whole time. It doesn't really change. It doesn't do anything. It's just bam, 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 bam. Good cigar. You know,
Yeah,
good strong flavor.
it's
That's
wham
all it
bam,
is.
thank you, ma'am. There's no foreplay there.
You're right.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
this is bold for a Connecticut. I'm
Yeah,
kinda
it's
proud.
nice. It's nice.
Because I'm going to take credit for this, even though I had nothing to do with this. But I did tell Phil a couple of years ago. I said, I wish you guys would come out with a Tempest quality Connecticut. I think they might have done that.
Yeah.
I don't mean Tempest strength or anything, but a quality. Did it rip?
It ripped my the glue on the band ripped my cigar.
That's happened the last time.
Yeah.
Mine came off fine.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not too bad. It'll hold on. It'll hold together, but that's still sad when it happens. You can see the glue on the band. I don't know if you can see it because of the light, but
Shame on
some
them.
glue on the band.
Shame on whoever banded that cigar. Mine came off fine though.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
So we just had a holiday. Easter just came
Easter,
and went,
yeah.
and it's when you got kids and stuff, it's fun. Easter's fun, and it made me think about what are my favorite holidays. And I think my favorite holidays have changed as an adult than when I was a kid. When I was a kid, it was all about Christmas and it was all about Halloween, because those are the two that it's like free candy and you get to dress like whatever you want to dress like, superhero, whatever, and Christmas is all the free toys and shit like that. So. What were your favorite holidays?
It's funny.
Growing up versus now.
Obviously, I loved Christmas, and I liked Halloween a lot. Halloween was cool, but my parents took all the good candy.
We do that now.
Yeah. Okay. So
that's it's payback for me when I was a kid. Yeah.
we'd get the candy corn, and they'd get the mini Three Musketeers and Butterfingers and stuff.
Well, I don't do that. I take the stuff that my kids like. I take the special darks. The stuff that the kids aren't. My 5-year-old doesn't like dark chocolate, so I'm like, give me that.
Yeah.
If there's any mounds, dark chocolate mounds or anything, I'll eat those. But
so I liked Halloween. I thought it was fun, but we got hosed, so I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But Thanksgiving has always been my favorite holiday. Christmas is really close. But I just thought of something sad. Because remember this past Thanksgiving, I lost a cousin.
Yeah.
And I lost a grandfather in Christmas. Wow, those days are now going to be
Kinda
dark.
tainted for you. Yeah.
But anyway, I just loved Thanksgiving. We always went to my grandparents, and my grandmother would make us our own individual chocolate pie.
Nice.
Cups,
Yeah.
It was really cool. And
I love chocolate pie.
I do too. We're cool with on it. And so we always felt special that we each had our own little chocolate pie. And she made the best mashed potatoes. And it's football.
Yeah.
It's football all day. Cowboys were playing. The Cowboys were great when I was growing up, so it was just a blast. And I just loved Halloween, or Thanksgiving, and being over with my grandparents. And then as they died off and everything, it kind of lessened and the Cowboys got bad. But in the 90s when the Cowboys were getting good again, and I got married.
Yeah.
So then Thanksgiving became my favorite holiday again.
Yeah. I like Thanksgiving a lot. That's actually, I was going to say, that's my favorite as an adult. That's my favorite holiday because that's our holiday. That's the holiday that everybody comes to us. We get to entertain. We have all the family there.
Yeah.
That's one of 2 days that I watch football. It's Thanksgiving and Super Bowl.
Right.
And we actually play football in the backyard because I got that huge backyard, so we're out there throwing the ball,
Oh, yeah, so we'd go to my grandparents, and that was done because that was my dad's side of the family. Then after we'd go to my mom's older sister's house, and she had 4 boys, and we were 3 boys. And so that was when the Rankin Ross Bowl would be played, and that was always fun. And there was a high school down the street that had a stadium. They could just climb over the fence, and they didn't have a guard.
Did you guys have a trophy like the Geller Bowl?
No, we didn't, but we had bragging rights. Early on, because they were older, they would always kick our ass. But as we got better, we were better athletes. And we're not bragging. They're good athletes, don't get me wrong. But my 2 brothers could run like 4.40s.
Wow.
And so they couldn't keep up with them. I always played quarterback. I could just throw the bomb, and
there you
they couldn't cover me. So they got so mad when they couldn't beat us anymore. It was like so awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It was great.
That's always good when I've gotten past that. I was beating all the kids for a long time. It's like the cousins would come over and I just like pummel them and go faster. And now I'm the old guy, so they're like, Uncle Brandon can't run anymore. Like, fuck you, kid.
So I have a cousin who's younger. Poor guy. He's a great athlete. He was born in '81, so he's way younger than us. And so he was just getting into being old enough to play with us when we were getting too old to be wanting to play anymore.
Yeah.
And so this past Thanksgiving, he posted on Facebook, I think we ought to start up the Rankin Ross Bowl, and I'll play because they've got 4. I'll play it.
Yeah.
We were all like, no.
We're too old. We'll break shit this time. Yeah.
If I tried to throw a football now, my arm would fall off.
Next time you come over, we'll have to throw some football. I got baseball mitts and everything. We can throw some balls.
Yeah, that's fun.
That'd be fun. We like doing that in the backyard because we got a great backyard.
You
for
have
that,
a huge backyard.
We do.
Jerry should have built his stadium in your backyard.
Yeah, right. It would have been cheaper. Yeah. They're already taking over Frisco anyway with the training camp or whatever that's over there. So I like Halloween. I loved Halloween as a kid because it was the day that you could dress up and it was the day that it was okay to be mischievous, because it's like you're expected to be mischievous on Halloween and you can get away with it. You can egg people and do stupid crap and get away with it. But as an adult, it's like as an adult without kids, it was really fun because it was
That's
the
what
day
I was
that
going to say. As I grew up, I loved it better because the Halloween parties.
the
Halloween
parties,
with
and it's the
adults
day
only
that
are awesome.
that nice girls can be whores.
Yeah.
And whores have competition because there's nice girls being whores, you know. And it's free asshole day, you know. And you think about it, as you grow up and be an adult, holidays, kids. And when you were a kid, St. Patrick's Day was nothing to you. Cinco de Mayo was nothing to you. Halloween was fun, but it wasn't as fun
Easter,
as an
you
adult.
got to Easter egg hunt and got
Yeah,
candy.
but you know, as an adult, those are free asshole days. You get to be an asshole on St. Patrick's Day, drink whatever you want, be an asshole. You get to be an asshole on Cinco de Mayo, and no one even knows why. You're being it just because it's a Mexican holiday, and drink some tequila, and you get to be an asshole on Halloween. So you get 3 free asshole days as an adult, which is great.
That is awesome.
You don't get to be an asshole on Easter because of Jesus.
Yeah, because
Or Christmas because you got Jesus and Santa. You got 2 people watching you that day.
Too.
Yeah.
God, I shouldn't tell this story. I'm going to tell it anyway.
Go for it.
Okay. You know my buddy Pop?
Yeah.
The karaoke guy. We had some friends that would hire him for an annual Halloween party.
Cool.
And, you know, Jello shots, you know, my wife would bring brisket, and it was a blowout. It was all adults, and it was really cool. Well, this girl, I won't say names, but the girl that hosted the party, her sister looked like Carol Burnett.
Okay.
Young Carol Burnett. I always thought Carol Burnett was kind of cute. Wasn't hot, but kind of cute. But she was an Elvis freak. And I used to could totally nail Elvis's songs.
You used to nail Elvis?
Yeah, I used to nail Elvis. Pedro's going to be so jealous.
In the butt.
But I used to just kill on the Elvis karaoke. And I still am pretty good. You still haven't heard me do Elvis yet.
No, I haven't.
But I swear to God, the weirdest proposition of my life.
Mm-hmm.
She comes up to me. I did an Elvis song for her. She asked me to. She comes over and she says, "Can I ask you something kind of weird?" I'm like, "Sure, I'm drunk. It's Halloween." Yeah. And like I said, she was cute. So she says, "Would you, if I paid you like $50, would you come and sing Elvis songs while my husband and I have sex?" I'm thinking that's the only time I've ever been offered a threesome. It was to sing for him. It wasn't even to join in. But anyway.
That's awesome.
I laughed, and because I wanted laughing at it. She's like, "Oh, no." I'm like, "I'll tell her. She'll think it's funny." And she laughed her ass off. She goes, "Go ahead. It's $50, man."
I've been like, I get to pick the songs. Just pick like all the completely inappropriate.
Yeah, I got offered to sing Elvis songs to a couple while they were having sex for $50. I didn't do it, by the way.
Oh, you should have done it.
Should have
Yeah,
done it.
better story if you did it.
It would have.
Because you know you would have been
That's
jumping
one
in.
of the weirdest.
That's the whole
That's
thing.
one of the weirdest propositions I've ever even heard of. Who offers to pay for somebody to sing to them while they're having sex?
I guess the only weirder offer is, can you sing Elvis while I take a dump and masturbate? That might be a little weirder.
Anyway, so it
Oh,
wasn't
God.
that it was an inappropriate. It was just awkward.
Yeah.
Like,
I've been wanting to do a Halloween party for a long time, and I got the backyard for it, just to have a blowout Halloween party, but I'm afraid that we'd get the cops calling us so
that
quickly
couple-
because we're right on the...
That couple divorced. It's
Yeah.
Pop's friend.
Well, we should talk to him about it.
Yeah, and I'll split the cost for Pop.
Mhm. That sounds like something fun right
It
there.
would be a blast. And he'd love it because he doesn't have to drive all the way to Rockwall.
Yeah, true. Where does he live? Is he in the area?
Grapevine.
Oh,
He
okay.
drives all the way to Rockwall.
That's close for him then. Frisco's not bad
yeah,
at all.
Frisco will be
Yeah.
easy for him. Yeah.
Easy peasy.
So that'd be cool.
All right, so we went a little long in the first segment, so we're going to cut this one a little bit short. We'll be back for the last third of the Alec Bradley Connecticut.
Very
and shout
creamy at
outs.
the moment.
Yeah, very
Very
yummy.
creamy. Look at the shout outs, folks. I mean,
We
you
got a
can't read
lot.
that.
Yeah, we
It's
got a lot. We'll be back.
And
All
we're
right,
back.
we're back for the last third of the Alec Bradley Connecticut.
Tasty cigar.
Mm-hmm.
The boldness kind of wore off. Creaminess picked up in the middle. It's a little more spicy at the end, but it's not a bold spice. It's a tasty spice.
Yeah, it's very mellow in the back end,
Yeah.
which is odd because usually as cigars
Right.
progress, they get a little stronger. This one's really mellow. The cedar's kind of worn off for me. It's mostly just a creamy, buttery flavor.
But it's complex, and then because we mentioned a few changes.
Yeah.
You know.
How much does this go for? What's the average?
Because of the tube, they're like $9.95.
Okay, but what about?
I
They
don't
have
know-
it in
I
other
don't know.
sizes?
I don't
Okay.
know because we'd never even heard it. And I didn't even know what he was ordering when he ordered this cigar because we'd never heard of an Alec Bradley Connecticut.
Okay.
You know, we'd tried the American Classic Connecticut. And
Yeah.
Just,
Nah, it's okay. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that one, actually.
Not me either.
So mine, it's having a little construction issues with the band, where the band ripped the wrapper. But other than that, it's staying together, and the burn's
and it's
pretty
very
good.
warm in here tonight, and
Yeah.
the Connecticut's held up pretty well. So
Yeah, his is the one to base it after, I think, because mine
maybe
had
I'm
some
back
issues
to
with
that
the.
good vibe where I pick the
I get the
cigars and
hosed
I get
one.
the- yes.
Yeah,
All
maybe.
right, let's hope that goes.
And we
please,
are
Lord,
pairing
please, Lord.
with a different
Switch.
liquor, Eagles
Eagles
Rare,
Rare,
and
which
this is thanks to Nate.
Nate Rowland, our buddy Nate.
Thank you, Nate.
Why do I go into falsetto when I'm trying to be cool?
I
I
have
don't
no
understand.
idea.
It makes no sense.
It's because you played Mortal Kombat a lot when you were a kid.
I never played Mortal Kombat once.
Back in the old days, Mortal Kombat, whenever you do like a cool move, this little guy would pop up and go, Toasty!
Toasty!
Yeah.
That's nice, though. I like that. Me and that guy have the same kind of kindred spirit there.
Yep.
But I never even saw the movie Mortal Kombat, even though I like one of the actors in that movie.
Yep, that movie's hilarious. It's so bad, it's good. I mean, let's get
What
let's
did
get
Lyndon Ashby play?
Christopher.
Was he Johnny Gage?
He was Johnny Cage, yeah.
Cage,
And
okay.
and freaking Highlander dude was playing like
Chris
a Chinese.
Lambert.
Yeah, Christopher Lambert was playing the
Who
Chinese
was Mr.
Raiden.
Diane Lane at the time.
Yes, he's inside Diane Lane. Make that movie. I'd watch that one. She's hot. Still, but
Still.
yeah, he was Raiden, which was just the most horrible casting ever in the world. I am Raiden. I am Japanese. Like,
Okay,
what the hell?
Was my buddy Lyndon Ashby, was he at least good in that movie?
He's great in that movie.
Okay.
He carries the movie. He's
Okay,
like
good.
the comic relief, really,
Okay, good.
for the stupidity in it. So,
All right, cool.
yeah,
Anyway, remember a couple of weeks ago?
yeah.
No.
No,
None
'cause
of
I
us
drink.
do. We don't remember anything. We can do back-to-back shows and do the same show back-to-back. I've already mentioned that. Remember I mentioned I'd like to have a segment where all we do is talk about shout-outs.
Shout
This is
outs.
going to be the closest we're going to come to making that dream come true. Okay. Usually I'll give your Twitter handle, but there are so many on Twitter, I can't give your Twitter handle. I'll just give you your name. I can't give your name and Twitter handle, or we would go well into the midnight hours. But our biggest Facebook ever followers.
Nice.
Gene Rainey, Ripa Kuzaveska.
Not Kelly.
No, not
Damn
Kelly
it.
Ripa. And if I mispronounce your name, please know I'm not trying to. Eduardo David, Garrett Lucas, Amir Scaroni, Adrian Spath, Edward Black, Bob McFarlane, Michael Peterson, Dennis Villain, Jeremy Lambert, or maybe it's Lambert.
Ooh, it might be.
See how I
He's
tie
his
things back
brother.
together?
He's his brother.
Guayacon Cigars, which
Yep.
you need to try them. They're,
Yeah, we do need to try those. Yeah, one of the
Victor-
House of Emilio
yeah.
cigars.
Victor
Lusitania.
Lucatordo.
Lucatordo. Okay.
Thomas Person. Thank you for having a nice, easy name to pronounce. Yokoto Cigar Base.
Okay.
John McCaldy. Ivar Iverson. Elaine
Oh,
Stapp.
I know that dude.
Do you?
Yeah.
Barreo Tabacalera. Okay. Enrique Sanchez Icaza. And Nate McIntyre, who is also a House of Emilio guy.
Okay.
That's Facebook alone.
That's the original Nate or something like
Yeah,
that,
that's
right?
he's at Cigar,
Cigar
Nate.
Nate, at
That
Cigar
pissed
Nate,
Nate,
that's-
our Nate off.
Yeah.
Anyway. He said that he's got that on Twitter, but he doesn't have it on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And so he contacted the guy on Instagram. The Instagram guy was like, "You got $1,000." He's like, "Well."
What? Really?
So he went to like the real Cigar Nate or something. Okay, Twitter. Taylor Hall. Art of Cigars. Miroslava. GW Products, who is becoming one of those guys that are people that retweets and every episode we have. Thank you, GW Products. CC Rebel. Garrett Weem, who is the guy behind GW Products. Bruce Klein. Emma Seniorial, who is, I think, is that Jose
Yeah.
Blanco's wife?
It's
Or is
Jose. She's with Jose Blanco
Okay,
on the new
okay.
thing. I don't know who
So
she
that
is
is
related to him,
Senora
but
also. Okay.
they're part of the new thing that Jose Blanco's doing,
Gotcha.
which we're
Which
excited
I can't
about.
wait to try
Yeah.
that cigar. The great Sam Lucia.
Okay.
He retweeted us a couple of times. Nice. Scott Cognac, of course. The Social Cigar. Fine Cigar AZ. Rochelle Properties. Rajan Koshi. Chris. Oh, I can't read my writing. Chris, I'm sorry. Chris Altus. Maybe? I'm sorry. Thomas Long. Clint Aaron.
And on the Twitter thing, I've got a couple here, so I'll throw
Okay,
those in
good.
real quick.
On
I got
Twitter.
Cigar Beauty, Kitty Lycan,
Okay.
Todd Vance, the other Todd Vance. Yeah.
His personal account.
Emma also. I'm not gonna be able to say this one right, but it's Cage Pipey Whiteby.
Cage Pipey Whiteby.
That's what we're gonna go with.
I'm good with that.
Blessed Leaf, which is the line that just came out with a cigar. It was it's part of the Ezra Zion. Okay. They're doing their it's like a Christian organization. They're basically trying to make a church out of cigars, which is awesome. I'd join that church. And Phase Optic Recce SB, and then I've got a couple of dupes here I'm going to skip. Garrett Wim, is that one you had? Yeah, the one. Okay. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Irene Alpha, and John Stansel, and that's about it on the Twitter.
Okay. And in YouTube, a couple of usuals. Kirk from Poolside Cigar Reviews. Thank you, Kirk. Jeff Hirschauer from Cincinnati. Thank you, Jeff. Giulio B., who we found out is a dude and not a chick, even though he's got a hot picture of a chick smoking a cigar. Yeah, but he gives us great reviews. And
Thank you, Julian. Yes. Thank you so much.
Honest Cigar Reviews. They hadn't commented before. They're starting to
they're one of the ones that actually wants to do they want to do a show together with us and a couple of other guys.
Of course, Desert Cigar Reviews. We love them. And Johnny Sticks. That's a good name for
That is a good name. I've got some Google Plus runs real quick here since I've got it up and before it goes away. Emily Standley, who's on Stogie Friends. Okay. Rex Mercer, who's been basically sending +1s to all of our things on YouTube. Isaac Miller, also another one that's doing +1s for us on the Google Plus. Enrique from Gotham Cigars, thank you there. And Jeff Hirschauer, of course.
Oh, and Ricky Paniagua on Facebook. Apparently he had some health issues. I think he's doing better now. So, Godspeed, Ricky.
Prayers with you, Ricky, and family.
And we haven't done our top 10 cities yet this month.
Okay.
And they've changed drastically.
Oh.
Which is interesting.
That means we're branching out.
And the Metroplex is representing.
Yay.
Finally. You know, most people, they call the city, then they call the rest suburbs. We call ours the Metroplex.
The Metroplex.
It be all complicated.
Full of metrosexuals and other people.
Number 10, Nashville, Tennessee shows up. Thank you, Nashville.
You know, I think Sam Lucia may have something to do with
it. It might have. Okay. Nice.
Okay.
Detroit, Michigan. Thank you, Detroit. San Diego, California's been on the list before. Fort Worth, Texas. You ever heard of that place?
Wow, I have heard of that place. They got cows there. And
they do. I was there. I think
there's a lot of rodeo and stuff.
Town of the Cow.
Something like that.
Been there. Thank you, Fort Worth, for representing.
Thank you, Fort Worth.
Number 6, Plano, Texas.
Yay, finally.
Which is us.
That's just because
I think the tower picks up from Plano because Plano's like a mile that way.
Yeah, probably.
But, thank you, Plano, Texas, for finally listening to us. Number 5, Aurora, Illinois. Wayne and Garth, of course. Love our show. they've been on our list before. Miami, Florida's been on our show before. Newark, New Jersey's been on our show before.
Yep.
And Jeff Hirschauer, your city, once again is getting kicked in the ass by Wichita, Kansas, because Cincinnati comes in number 2, and Scott Cognac City of Wichita, Kansas is once again number 1. Thank you, Scott Cognac, and thank you, Jeff.
Yes.
And thank you, all you other cities. But wow, first 2 times that a local city's been on our list.
Mm-hmm. So I was asking some people on Podomatic, people that follow us and I follow them, and I've been doing my research here and trying to talk to other people that use Podomatic because they have some weird stats. I mean, they have some great stats. You get the city thing is awesome on Podomatic.
So what is visits?
Visits. Okay, that's what I was asking about.
Because San Jose and Seattle, we should mention, because they get all the visits.
The visits. They visit like crazy, like 800 visits. I'm like, what is this? Like, why are they visiting so much? Well, apparently visits basically is someone finding the site and looking at it, but they don't necessarily view it there. So they're not listening to it on Podomatic, but they can subscribe through Podomatic. So it could turn into listens for us on iTunes.
Okay. So then I will throw in San Jose, California, and Seattle, Washington.
Yep.
And San Antonio, Texas, because they were big also.
It also could mean that other sites that there's a lot of sites out there that host. Basically, they give you there's sites. There's a bunch of them that just basically list these are podcasts you should listen to, and we're on a bunch of those. If you look at, if you Google
podcast land,
if you Google
top 5 like the last 3 months.
Yeah, if you Google Calypso Cigar Review, you'll find all these one of these weird little sites that are like in the UK and stuff, and they're basically just they find podcasts they like and they promote them and it'll send it to Podomatic, but then they don't necessarily listen to it there or they'll download it instead. So that's the way it works.
Okay,
so,
well that's cool. That's good information.
Visits may not necessarily equal listens, but at least people are seeing
it. Listens on
Podomatic,
but they show up on iTunes or whatever.
Exactly.
And that's why we have 50,000 listeners or subscribers on iTunes, but the listens and the likes and the YouTube views that don't add up.
Yeah.
But trust
us,
guys.
If you add everything up, we're getting about almost 2,000 listens a week.
That's good.
Between everything, which
That's
is
good.
real good. Because I've been doing my research on Reddit, and a lot of people consider like 700 to 500 to be good listens on a weekly podcast. And if you're over 1,000, then you're pretty out there.
Yeah.
So you're in the stratosphere
That's
as
good,
far as
because-
being, unless you're celebrity podcasts get like in the 10,000s, but
Yeah.
it's a celebrity podcast.
Right.
They've got a built-in,
Aisha Tyler and
they got a built-in audience there.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Adam Carolla, those guys get like 20, 30 a week.
Hey, if we can come up with a third of their audience,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, and especially as sectionalized as we are, and we're a niche totally with the cigar thing.
Completely niche.
Yeah, but we also talk about other stuff, and I think that's where a lot of our listeners are coming from.
I think, and we talked about this before we ever did the show, although our first episode did not have any of this in it. We talked about that we would like a show that, even if you're not a cigar smoker, you could enjoy the show. And, we talked about trying to get the people that we're trying to get on the show.
Yeah,
Might not be cigar smokers, but they're good radio. They're good talk. They're good people to listen to and get information from. And that's, that's our next level, I think, where we're going to branch into. And I think the Frightmare Weekend's going to be a big launch into that.
yeah,
And those are going to hopefully be really good shows. I hopefully really get something good out of it. They won't be the quality of what we've got here, because it's going to be standing out and outside, probably a phone or whatever.
But even then, those interviews, they sounded good. If you listen to the audio version of those interviews we
Yeah.
did, they sound decent. So
Yeah, and if we
we're going to try and bring you as best quality we can at an event.
Right.
But we're hopefully going to get to interview some celebrities.
We're definitely going to get to talk to Billy Pond. Obviously, he's already committed, and he's got a couple of his actors are going to come on, and it might not be a show like we do here. It might just be us standing there talking to him at Frightmare. But whatever, we got some good stuff coming up, and
for sure.
Frightmare Weekend's going to be really cool, and I think it's going to really help us out.
And we're hoping to get into Comic-Con. I'm still waiting on a confirmation from that. They're giving out confirmations this week, so hopefully we'll get to go to Comic-Con as well. That'd be cool.
Not the San Diego Comic-Con.
No, the Dallas
That
one.
would be so cool to go
But
to
the Dallas
San
one, I
Diego.
mean, they got the
the Dallas one. Hell,
the whole cast of Fireflies there.
Natasha Henstridge has been there a couple of
William
times.
Shatner's going to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can get to talk to half those people, it'd be a
You
blast.
said Natasha canceled this year, right? Damn it. Although she's not quite what she was, but actually she's twice what she was.
Yeah.
Lord, I apologize. But anyway, I'm liking the cigar.
I dig
it's
it.
really good. If I had to, said, which
Okay, so
Connecticut you want to smoke?
here's the deal. Knowing that that's about $9 and the Dunhill is about the same price, right? Which one would you smoke? Now, okay, I'll paraphrase that. The Dunhill that you like is the Corona.
Yeah,
Right, the
the
smaller
Valverde,
Corona.
yeah.
Okay. So how much is the Corona?
$8.50.
Okay, so at the Corona being $8.50 and this one being
Toro
$9 and a Toro.
$9.95.
Yeah. For value, I'd say the Toro.
Value, okay, I'll do that. And I know everyone's going to say, he's going to say Dunhill, because I have said many times that Valverde size in the Dunhill was for many years my favorite cigar, period.
Yeah.
And I love it because I think it's still held up, even though my palate's progressed. I still love it, and it's held up. But yeah, if you do it from a value standpoint, I would take this first. If you do it from a taste standpoint, I would go with the Dunhill.
Go with the Dunhill? Okay.
But that doesn't, I'm not knocking that Griffiths.
Yeah, the Griffins was good. The Griffins was real good.
I thought it was very excellent, Connecticut. And if you had another one and gave me one tomorrow, I would gladly smoke it without
hesitation
at all.
No, I mean, this is a great cigar, and we're going to go to the sports route again here. If you're going to go play golf, that's awesome for golf. You got a tubo, you can stick it in your bag. It's not going to get all banged up and stuff, Great little, keep the tubo, put a different cigar in there later, take it to the golf course. Yeah. That's a cool thing.
Yeah, they work fine. I mean, I put my cedar back in there because I was thinking next time I go play golf, I will put another cigar in there and have a little cedar wrap around it, and everything will be fine. So, I know Alec Bradley's one of the Evil Empire, and we're not supposed to like them or whatever. And I'm joking.
I think Rocky Patel's more that than Alec
Rocky's
Bradley.
more. Alec Bradley's getting there.
Yeah.
Oliva's actually starting to get there.
I
too,
know.
And it's that whole thing. Like, you start as a boutique, and then as you expand, people are like they were with you at the beginning, and they feel good about it. So okay, I'm going to compare it to something. Let's say you watch some tiny independent movie, and there was an actor or actress, whatever, you latched onto that person.
Okay.
Because they were small.
Yeah.
And because they were small, they were tweeting all the time, Facebooking all the time, or whatever.
They were involved.
You felt like you knew that person.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they become Jennifer Aniston. Or Brad Pitt. Or
Yeah.
whatever. Not to mention those two together because we shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, they're not going to have the time anymore to be the way they were at the beginning. And I think a lot of that has to do with cigars. I was with them in the beginning, man. They only had 2 cigars, and both those cigars were fucking badass, and I loved them. And then now they're like monster, went from being an $800,000 a year company to now they're making $80 million a year. Now all of a sudden you don't feel that connection to that cigar anymore, and you feel like they hoard themselves out, and you feel detached from them.
Okay, but there's a certain kind of smoker that does that though. Okay, there's really levels of smokers. There's the old timey smoker, the guy that's going to smoke the same thing all the time. He's been with that brand, doesn't care if it's not the same. He's going to smoke it. Then there's the new wave smoker, the guy that's on the internet all the time. He's looking at boutiques. He's all about the boutiques. He's going to be the guy that loves the boutiques when they're boutiques, and as soon as they're not boutiques anymore, oh, those guys are horrible and blur, and they're and he's going to latch on to the new boutique. Yeah, I think that's really what happened with Alec Bradley and Rocky Patel, is that these people were with them at the start when they were little and when they were coming up. Especially, Rocky Patel is one of the biggest stories in the industry because he was one of those guys that they told him, you're never going to be in the cigar industry because you're not Hispanic, you're not in that, you're not Italian, whatever. You're not the guys that should be doing cigars. So for him to go out there, stereotyping, for him to go out there and actually do it, that's a hell of a deal,
Absolutely.
And is he making the same quality cigars as he was when he started? Sure, but he's also putting out a lot of stuff that people necessarily don't like. So you got to choose your battles. There's still a lot of good Rocky Patel cigars out there. The 15th is still a solid cigar. The 92 is still a solid cigar.
And for Connecticut, I still will.
And you like that Liberty, the new one, the Liberty.
Yeah, we're going to review that one. But
I haven't had it yet.
I was talking to a rep in the business yesterday. I won't say names because I don't want to throw anyone under the bus or anything. But he was talking about Rocky. He goes, I used to be a big fan of Rocky. He goes, but when's the last time Rocky put out a really good cigar? I had to think. And I went, with everything being subjective and everyone's palate being different, the last good one I had that was new was the 15th.
Yeah.
And I haven't liked really anything since then.
Yeah.
And it was weird that I got back to the shop and the Rocky rep was here and he gave Matt and I some samples of the Liberty. And I liked it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, now I can answer that question. Okay, now, not when it came out. Matt and I, it wasn't at IPCPR, so it must have come out after IPCPR.
Yeah.
Don't know. Don't hold me to that. That's our guess.
Well, no, because I remember hearing at IPCPR that we're just hawking the same stuff.
Yeah,
so.
It was the Platinum, the Royale, the Sheffield, and another one of those baseball guys that hit 500 home runs that we think is definitely a steroid guy.
Yeah.
Well, I love tying things together.
It's called the callback. It's called the callback.
Yeah.
So, but can you fault him for that? For being successful? It's.
Let's say you're a carpenter, and you're doing your own projects, and then your neighbor asks you to build for him, and then their neighbor asks you to build for him, and the next thing you know, you got a $40 million lumber company or carpentry company. Are we supposed to hate you for that, or are we supposed to be like, you lived the American dream and you accomplished what we're all trying to accomplish?
Exactly.
Why do we hate the person that does that?
It's envy. I think envy plays a big part in that.
A lot to do with that.
So,
I know. I'll tell one quick story because I know we're running along. But my dad worked for the Dallas Morning News, and there were a lot of times when he'd have to actually go out and throw the papers because employees wouldn't show up or whatever. And we'd be in a rich neighborhood. We didn't grow up poor, but we didn't grow up. We were below middle class, but not. We never went without. I can honestly say my parents always provided well.
We were the same, yeah.
And my dad, we'd driving around and we're like, this is in the 70s and 80s, so a $200,000 house was
$1 million house,
especially here in Dallas, because Dallas has very low real estate rates. And my dad was like, these rich bastards that live in these houses, blah blah blah. I'm like, why are you mad at them? Because I'm out here throwing papers at 4 in the morning, and they're sleeping in their warm. I'm like, they worked for that. They earned it, or even if they inherited it, their parents worked for it, earned it. I mean, it doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
You have to go get it.
Exactly.
And so why do we hate the people that go get it? I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
But I understand it. I mean, I've had those thoughts myself, and I always get mad at myself when I have those thoughts. But I think it goes back to that closeness you feel when they're small.
Yeah.
You felt really close to them when they were small.
Yeah. And I think, if the quality of the cigars changed and you're putting out crap cigars now, then maybe there's a level of truth to that, but you can still go back to those old standards. And, you know, people don't fault Padron. People don't fault Fuente.
No.
They don't put anything out new. They may have a new opus, but the rest of it's the same stuff that you smoked forever.
For 20 years.
And they're still great cigars. Yeah. If Rocky Patel and Alec Bradley had stuck with the Tempest and the Prensado and the 90 and the 92 and not put anything else out, but they were still solid cigars,
and they're good every year that you
would
try.
people be bitching about them?
Why are you mad at that? I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't know.
But they went the extra step to be successful, and now they're at the level of, you know, I don't know, ambivalence
Evil
or
Empire.
something. Yeah,
Evil Empire.
exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, as we've said, the best cigar is the cigar you like, and everything's subjective. So you're entitled to feel that way about Rocky, Alec Bradley, General Altadis, whatever.
We're just
fine.
saying be a little open-minded about it.
But just know that no matter who they are, they probably got a good cigar in their line. And enjoy
I think it's fair to say that out of probably 80% of the cigars that are out there, there's at least one or two good cigars in those lines.
Yeah,
and that says a lot about what the industry is doing right now.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
a lot of damn good cigars out there, and it goes back to the rule of 1400 or whatever it was.
Yeah,
that Todd
1400,
Vance
yeah,
had.
yeah,
You know, that's
exactly.
just out of all those manufacturers, each one of them has
Somebody's
at
got a
least one
good
good cigar that you can smoke.
Yeah. So
So
there's
if
at least
you're-
1,400 good cigars to
Yeah.
try out there, and we know that hell, it's probably 2,000 now because you and I've stumbled upon, and we're going to be reviewing them.
Yeah.
We stumbled upon some really good stuff in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I can't wait to review.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
They're good cigars, and I want to get the word out about these people because it's good stuff.
For sure. Okay, so always check us out at all the normal places you can find us: iTunes, Spreaker, Podomatic,
Radio.
Stitcher. Yep.
Podcast Land.
Yep, Podcast Land,
Twitter,
YouTube, big one,
Facebook,
YouTube, yeah.
YouTube.
And please give us those reviews on iTunes. I keep saying we're gonna do this, and I need to do it. I'm getting lazy, I guess. But we need to do a drawing, and we'll do a raffle copter thing.
We've got
and
a 20-pack. Now, I don't know which one it is, so don't hold me to it.
Yeah.
We do have a 20-pack of San Latano cigars donated to us by A.J. Fernandez. Because of our sponsorship, we could be smoking these ourselves.
yeah, but we're gonna
But we want
raffle
to
them
show
off
the
to you
love.
guys.
We're going to raffle off a 20-pack of San Latano cigars. Don't know what it is. Once we get to
I
the
think
words
it's
the
a
raffle.
mixture, isn't it? I don't
No,
know.
it's
all one?
It's either
Okay.
the oval or the Habano.
I'm not sure which one it
I'm
is
not
either,
either.
but we're gonna raffle it
as
off.
we get to the raffle stage, we will tell you exactly what it is.
Yep.
And somebody will win a 20-pack. Nice.
And probably more.
And we don't get to smoke them because we're trying to be nice.
Yep, we want to give them to you guys and just help us
We're still
reach.
in that small stage where we'll.
Yeah, we want to help you guys help us reach more people, and you know,
Exactly.
if you can do it by giving us those reviews, 5-star reviews on iTunes, giving us those comments. The more comments and likes we get, it just makes
helps
it so
people
more people
find
can
us.
find us. Yeah.
It gives us more recognition.
Subscribe on YouTube. If you're
helps
watching
the
the videos
store.
and you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe.
I didn't tell you this.
No, what?
Guy came into the store the other day. Oh, he showed up on a Sunday, and Matt, I guess, was running late, and he didn't, so he left.
Oh no.
He came back like 3 days later. We were actually recording a podcast. I wished he'd have come in and introduced himself. I'd have liked to have spoken to the guy, you know. Anyway, so I found out about you guys on the podcast. He lives about 30 miles from here.
Okay.
It's about like $300-400.
Nice.
So that's
Thank
nice.
you,
So
person.
it's, but, you know, we love doing the show and everything, but we also are doing this to help the store out. And
Yeah.
It's nice to see when that happens.
Yeah.
And that's cool. It shows that we're doing what we started out to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And this,
To get the word out about these, help the store out.
and that many shout outs is
Awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, very awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys. So as always, it's been great smoking with you.
Jill Wagner, Kevin Costner. See you later, Brandon.
You dick.
I did it, Nate. I told you.
Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee.